Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see this time we have a chance to check new kit from Special Hobby, and I would say it was quite expected release and it was awaited by all modelers because it copies the famous Tempest Mk.V in 1/32 scale as it's written here. So kit comes in this nice big box. We have this beautiful box art on the front side. Note that this is a high-tech edition, which means there are some bonuses included. Here you can see comparison with my hand size, so it's quite a big box, I would say. On the side we can see what parts are included into this kit. So as you can see we have resin main wheels and also a tail wheel. We have detailed resin for attached interior parts. We have two types of the gun sights. We also have the HGW laser cut microfiber seat belts, which are basically the textile belts, and even the masks are included into this kit. So basically in one box you get everything you need for the proper detailed build in 1/32 scale. On the other side we have some safety information about also information about the company, and that's pretty much all. So let's open it and check what's inside. As you can see, this is a top opening box. Fitment is a bit tight, so just give me a second to open it. Okay, so here we are. And that's what we have inside. So as you can see, package is typical for Special Hobby. We have the special flap made out of the cardboard, which houses resin parts, which are also attached to it, the textile belts and masks, decals, and also we have here assembly manual and plastic sprues packed into the one bag. So let's start from the assembly manual, and then we will continue to bonuses and some other extra parts. So first, as I said, we have this assembly manual, which is printed in form of this brochure with short history note on the first page. Then we have parts map. Note that some parts won't be used in this build because there will be a different version released in the future, and you can guess which one. I mean, of course it will be later versions. Here we have assembly manual. Assembly manual looks a bit, I would say, complicated, but actually it's easy to understand what you have to do and how you have to assemble, because all these red lines show what part should be installed in which place. And as you can see, there are a lot of steps to do, and actually in the end, after 46 steps, we get a model. And then assembly guide is printed in color. As you can see, we have 4 marking options, and I guess in the end, yes, there is a 5th marking option which is available for this kit. Of course, paint numbers are given in Gunze and even Alclad paint numbers, so you can choose out of those or convert them to some other manufacturer codes. Then we have separately packed transparent sprue. Just give me a second to open it. Unfortunately, in my sample, due to a bit tight packaging, I would say, one of the canopy parts broke off. As you can see, it's a front part of the canopy. Nothing serious, I mean, part itself is not damaged, but be careful and better check the parts before the purchase, not before the release. Then we have here the canopy parts. As you can see, this part was present, I guess, here, or maybe not, who knows. So of course you will be able to replicate the aircraft with open canopy, and molding quality is excellent. I mean, I don't have any complaints here, and especially if you consider that all masks are included, I mean, for all transparent parts, so you can get a pretty nice result in the end. And then we have plastic sprues. Unfortunately, again, plastic sprues are packed into the one plastic bag, and I hope in future Special Hobby releases we will see a bit different method of the packaging, because such way is not that good for the parts condition, I would say. They might break off, they might even let's say be damaged in some different way, and that's not good for the plastic kit, especially for such nice model. So first plastic sprue, as you can see here, is dedicated to different parts. For example, we have here propeller blades, some parts of the air intake, and also the front cowling section, which should be assembled out of two halves. As you can see, of course, exhausts are molded separately, and the molding quality is quite nice actually. I can zoom camera for you so that you can see that even riveting is carefully replicated on the parts, on this half, on various panels, and on the other half as well. So with some careful weathering you can get a quite realistic result. Of course, inside there is almost nothing. We have position pins, which should be helpful with alignment. We have 3 of them, 1, 2 and 3 is here, and of course on the opposite side as well. Now let's move on to the next sprue. This one is dedicated, let's say, to the large engine insert. As you can see, it will be replicated with this just a simple tap with front facer imitating the engine, but I have no doubt that there will be some resin accessories available for this kit, which will replicate actually whole engine. Also here we have 2 types of the exhausts and some external elements which should be useful for the assembly and for the aircraft detailing. So as you can see, the tap will be fixed with help of those 2 recessed points, which will help with proper alignment of this part inside the aircraft. Next we have some of the parts again for the external detailing. We have landing gear covers, and also we have separate rudders. I think they're designed for the different types, but I'm not sure. And here you can see that landing gear covers also feature extensive riveting, and I would say it's quite nice feature. I mean, especially in this scale where it's quite noticeable. And inside there is a quite detailed structure, so with some washings it can be a nice imitation of the real aircraft. And also I was actually wrong, because rudder should be assembled out of 2 halves, and there are 2 pins, 2 position pins inside, which should help with alignment. So actually there is only 1 rudder version. Next we have small plastic sprue, I mean relatively small, with different minor parts, and as far as I can guess, the biggest share of those will go into the cockpit. As you can see, we have here the cockpit wall. We have various parts of the dashboard, we have parts for the pilot seat, for some details, even the several types of the control handle. So it's quite nice, and I think again with some careful painting, of course, you will get a interesting replica of the real cabin, of the real pilot's workspace. Next we have plastic sprue with different parts actually, because we have here several parts for the front air intake radiator. We have even the insert for the pilot seat. We have separate halves for each main wheel. We have quite big landing gear legs, and also even here we have the weighted landing gear wheels, which can be used if you would like to have such effect on your airplane. And here you can see the other part. All wheels have position pins inside, so no worries about alignment, it will be easy. And I can zoom a camera so that you can check parts closer. So here you can see them. Again, quite carefully molded parts, so no worries about possible flash or any other issue. And I would say that this kit feels like a proper aircraft model. I mean, it's not a short run or something else, it's a nice 32nd scale kit which copies the Tempest aircraft. Here we have some parts for the tail fairing with separately molded elevators, also some parts for the external tanks and for the bombs. So the same detailing level and the same molding quality, so no worries here too. Next we have 2 last sprues. One is dedicated to the fuselage halves. Here I want to zoom my camera so that you can see how detailed is the fuselage. We have extensive riveting, we have recessed panel lines, and everything looks fine, I would say. We have special slots for the tail wing, and as I said, the rudder will be molded and installed separately. Inside there is let's say a modest cockpit detailing, as you can see here and here. Why? Because it will be accompanied with separately assembled cockpit, so no worries. And again we have position pins, which should be useful in such big scale with such big parts. I think it will be appreciated by many modelers. And the last, but let's say not the least, is this sprue with large wing parts, and here you can see comparison with my hand, so they're really big. It's a 32nd scale, and again the molding quality is quite nice. What surprises me is the fact that flaps are molded together with wing, ailerons are also molded with wing, so it's quite an interesting parts division. I mean, you won't be able to move them on your model, or you have to modify somehow your aircraft. The detailing level is on the same, I would say, on the same level, and we have riveting, we have recessed panel lines, everything is carefully replicated, and inside there are even position pins. Here you can see them, and top wing half, each one has landing gear, wheel wells detailing, so which one should be nice after some careful washing done. But again, as I said, it's quite an interesting why Special Hobby decided to mold in the ailerons and the flaps. Next we have resin accessories. They are packed into the several plastic bags. So as I showed you in the beginning, there are several types of the resin accessories. First we have landing gear wheels. Here we have several types of them. So as you can see, they are molded as one-piece parts. I would zoom the camera for you so that you can see. We have nice walls detailing, protector of course is plain, and overall they look nice. Here is another type, and here is a tail wheel. And of course there are masks included for this part, so no worries about possible problems with masking, because it is sometimes difficult to paint one-piece wheels. Next we have some of the cockpit parts and some of the external elements actually. So just give me a second, I'll show them. So I guess those are those will be used for the gun barrels. Here we have some of the cockpit parts, more of the cockpit parts. Now I need to zoom out camera because parts won't fit in. We have one-piece pilot seat, which is a better detailed than plastic version. We have target sights here, and also we have here the gun barrels, which are molded out of resin, but I think some modelers will prefer to replace them with metal analog, which should be, I would say, notable in this big scale. Next we have separate plastic bag with few more bonuses. Just give me a second. Okay, so we have here small PE thread, which should be used for textile belts. Also we have small film for the target sight, as far as I can guess. And we have sticker masks. As you can see, we have canopy masks and we have wheel masks, so no worries about masking all those tiny parts, because manufacturer already thought about this and included this bonus. And the last part of this kit is a small bag with decals sheets. Just give me a second to open it. Actually, there are several decal sheets, so I need a second to remove them. Okay, first one. Here it is. There is no mention where it was printed, but it includes all necessary symbols and even decals for the dashboard, so you can have them in your aircraft cockpit. Then we have stencils here, which are printed by Edward, by the way, it's written here. And the last but not the least is a decal sheet with roundels, which are quite huge and also printed in Edward. So you shouldn't be worried about the quality, it's quite nice, and application shouldn't be a problem too. As far as I know, there should be also separately available mask set for the roundels, and I would rather recommend it for this model because on this scale it will be visible and it will be appreciated, I would say. So that's all for the video review. As usual, you can check full review article on our website. You will find detailed photos there and text in Russian and English. Don't forget to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I also recommend you to check the link in the description below, which leads to our Facebook group where you will find all fresh news and articles on time. So thank you for watching once again and see you in the next video review as usual.